Women of Reddit, what are things men do that scares you but they don't realize? Flirting is fun so long as you don't flirt by asking me where I live, and if I live alone, and, as an expat, if I know people in the area. If you wanted to chat, flirt, get to know me, don't start with the questions that set off alarm bells in my head. Jokingly using your strength to move me or keep me from moving. If I want to go home and you're pulling me back, I am not actually going along with it. You are stronger than I am and I literally cannot leave. Hit on you in locations where you cannot escape, in closed places like elevators, or workplaces. Driving really aggressively and having road rage. When I was younger and dating, I had so many experiences as a passenger with young guys who were otherwise normal but really intense and scary when they got behind the wheel. It always seemed like a red flag. Wanting to go to a secluded location if I don't know you well. People on Tinder would suggest going on hikes or taking a walk after dinner on first dates. Didn't even cross their minds that I would not want to be alone with them on a date. Calling them beautiful as much as possible. Once or twice is nice, if you know them, but if you don't know the guy and he says it too much, it freaks me out. Thinking no isn't the final answer. Believing that with a little more convincing and he'll say yes. It makes me believe you don't respect me and worries me how far you'll go after I say no. While talking online and I say I don't know about meeting up, and their response is you are more likely to be raped by someone you actually know in person. Yup. Not meeting up now. Blocking my path or physically holding me in place if they are not done talking to me. Basically, using more strength/size to restrict my emotion in any way. Breaking or hitting things out of anger. Following you to your car to get your number. Don't ever do that. I feel like I have to make a clarification. This post was mainly meant for women to be able to highlight the small things guys do that can be perceived as creepy or scary. I'm happy to have this much engagement in the comments, but I feel like it's unnecessary to argue about the practical views on this. This isn't so much this is scary because men wants to hurt me, it's this feels scary. Please listen and understand that people think differently and what scares some don't scare everyone. If you cannot do that, then this post is not for you and I kindly ask you to leave. Smile. Standing too close. Even without COVID, social distancing is a thing. Stay out of my personal space. Liking every single picture with my face on Instagram in a period of like 2 minutes. More annoying than scary, but telling women to smile. When a guy won't give up, he doesn't even have to be physically present. Being an adamant DK over text is enough to terrorize you sometimes. Anytime someone tries really hard to convince me he's a nice guy. Every guy I've met that desperately brings it up every chance he gets isn't usually very nice. It always makes me wonder, what are they trying to hide? Like, why do I have to think you're nice? Prove it with your actions, don't tell me repeatedly. When I was on dating sites, I would get a message of "Hey, up yours." I would respond with something like, "What was that for?" I know I shouldn't respond to those. Then they would reply saying, "Oh sorry, don't know how that happened. How are you?" If you do this to get attention of girls online, please stop. You aren't doing yourself any favors. Calling me sweet pet names like honey and sweetheart in a normal conversation, like at the shopping counter or anywhere else I ask a question or mention something. Most of the time they don't even realize that they start with that and I'm annoyed at it, but for some reason it freaks me out when they call me that and I don't know them. IDKY. Random touching and prodding. Had some guys in school that would just come up and poke you in the sides. Freaked me the FK out. Keep asking why when I say no. To me this says you don't care, it's a no, y'all do it anyway. Excessive and generalized compliments, e.g. you're so beautiful, you're so awesome, you're amazing over and over again. A few times it's fine, but when it gets excessive you realize they're putting you on a pedestal, and they're not actually complimenting you, they're complimenting the stream version of you they've made up. Evidenced by the fact the compliments are never specific to who you actually are. Also makes you wonder if they're the type to think if you insert enough compliments then you're obliged to give them something back. When I say I don't like something he said or did or joked about and he says you secretly like it, smile. That makes my skin crawl and alarm bells start going off. Don't tell women what they like. Messages you on a dating app commenting on having found your profile and that they are in the same location as you. They can see you but you can't see them. I had a guy do this on a fully packed train I was on to go to work. I'm not an anxious person but it felt really uncomfortable. Staring. Oh my god, the staring. It's not cute. It's not attractive. I don't know you like that. Raising their voice in anger. Even if it isn't directed at me. Triggers a flight response. An obvious one I know, but I think some men have no idea how scary that is. Also grabbing or hugging me from behind as a surprise. Solid way to trigger a panic attack. Refer to men as men but women as females. It's dehumanizing and a red flag. ITT, Men arguing with women about how consent is relative and they're being discriminated against for being gross creeps. When they fail to understand why movies with rape and general violence directed towards women make me uncomfortable. When they keep trying to win you over after you've said no. I have some gay friends who've had guys keep texting and flirting after they've said out loud I am not straight, please stop. Parking right next to my car in a dark and or empty car park. I've had this conversation with several girlfriends, but when I've mentioned it to men they had no idea about what goes through our mind when we see that. Don't touch me if I just met you. Don't try to touch my nipples on the first date. That is so creepy and weird, and I hate when they put their hand too low on your back like just don't touch me bro, we're not there yet. Trying to sleep with me when I am very obviously not interested. When I confront them, they just say, can't blame a guy for trying. WTF. The complete inability to see an idea or situation from a woman's perspective. Instantly getting defensive when you mention something men do makes you uncomfortable. But I don't do that. Okay, cool. But can you see as this might make someone half your size feel? Whenever a guy does this I realize they have a serious empathy problem and makes me not want to be around them. What happens if they lose their temper, are intoxicated, etc. so their inhibitions are even lower? No thanks, not worth the risk. Also, I try not to spend time with closed-minded people so that automatically rules them out of my friend group. As a dude reading this comment section all I have to say is, WTF. Like grabbing someone and pulling them around to show your strength? Are you serious? Asking bartenders where they live and when their shift ends? Like dude, just WTF. Asking for way too much information. Where I live, specifically, not just which city/who I live with. Oh, it must be scary living alone. Do you have any animals? Where I work/what hours I work, nearly wanting a schedule of my life in order to schedule a date and then wanting to go on secluded dates or calling up to my work to try and see if we could meet for lunch because I wasn't answering my phone. Touching me without my permission. I wish I could DK punch the people who said subtle touching is a great way to show someone that you're interested in them. Bitch, no, don't touch me, I don't know you and you're in my personal space. Night out in the pub. There will always be one guy commenting that I haven't drunk much. Oh, you're still on your first glass of wine. You drink slow. Why aren't you drinking, etc. Why are you counting my drinks? Creepy as F. Common female discussion, unsolicited nudie pics. Equivalent to those creeps who hide behind the bushes trying to flash you. People need to realize 1 in 4 women have had some kind of sexual assault. Save it for your partner. Or risk getting blasted or viewed as a weirdo perv. I feel unsafe whenever I'm alone with an older man. Can't help it. Till that I've been inadvertently scaring the shit out of women in multiple ways for many years. Getting really intense about our relationship/friendship really early on. A lot of guys turn women into this kind of fantasy thing that's supposed to make them whole/help them change or whatever. Sir, I am the main character in my own life, not just a supporting one in yours. When you put that pressure on me right away abs without reciprocation, I know that I don't actually matter. You've been taught that women serve you. Excessive staring. I feel like they're putting their gaze somewhere they shouldn't on my body. Walk close behind me like even if there's a lot of people around, there's no guarantee a man might not just decide to inappropriately touch me, or yell something sexist, or just stare at me and sexualize me when I'm literally just going about my damn day. Grab you from behind at night to surprise you. My ex-boyfriend, 6 feet, 185 pounds, did this. He was on a trip and came back 2 days earlier and decided to surprise me. I was coming back from university at 9 p.m. and I felt that someone grabbed me and covered my face with their hands when I was about to enter my building. When I yelled, he let me go and he didn't understand why I insulted him and got angry. I don't cry easily, but it took me 3 hours for the tremors to go away. English isn't my first language, so I can't really generalize this, but asking if I need a ride and keep pestering me when I decline. I used to walk home from school when this old man literally parked his car in front of me while I was crossing a small parking lot and asked if I needed a ride. I lied and said the house at the end of the block was my house. He did it a bunch more times until I had to change my walking route. It was a longer way, but I felt safe again. Slow down their car when I'm walking. Dude, check your phone down the street. Not pulled up next to a woman walking alone. Infuriates me how few men even think of how that looks.